Jeff, dig deeper. You gotta dig, Jeff. You gotta dig, Jeff.
This is Making the Merge.
We can very well win this thing.
I'm a dog person now.
I'm making the merge, baby.
Your dog was sick. I'd say, I'm coming over.
You know, I cracked open a coconut and they didn't cheer for me.
You're either in Survivor or not. Making the merge.
It's not about $1 million. All I want to do is win 1 million hearts.
Hearts.
Shut up, Chase.
Oh, well, we're not starting the episode like this. We're not doing this today.
Sorry, don't step on season 50 Party Girl at the top of the show. You know how it works. I come in with the.
I'm the one that started doing that.
No, Banu is the one who started doing that. See, Chase, you
I'm
come
talking about
in,
when the intro.
you try to step on me. Now you're taking
God.
credit.
Here we go
for,
already,
You're
dude.
taking credit for
No,
Banu's
when the
1 million
intro
hearts.
played, when the intro played, I was the first one to start going hearts as the intro faded out.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it was me.
What, Jonathan?
I'm pretty sure it was me.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I think we all did a little bit of it.
We
I think
all
we
sing.
yeah we all
Yeah.
sing.
Why don't we just say that it was all of us? No one actually made it up.
What?
Yeah, I say full credit to Banu, but we all sing.
We're a collective. The credit doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're collective. Everybody's singing, but
hive mind, if you will.
But this season, I sing the best because I have 5 players left on my team. Season 50 Party Girl, I have Aubrey, I have Cirie, I have Devins, I have Stephanie, and I have Jandre the Giant.
What's up? I'm Jonathan,
Hey.
the Making the Merge villain of the year. And I'm just catching Z's, as they would say. I've got Rizzo and Ozzy, just a bunch of Z's.
They say that?
They say it.
They're chomping at the bit to say that Jonathan.
They're chomping at the bit to catch the Z sauce.
I'm Bran, and I have Tiff, Joe,
Wait, the
and
Zaxby
Emily
sauce?
left. Tiff, Joe, Emily.
I'm Chase, and I have no one left.
Dang, dude.
No.
Honestly, crazy season for you. I don't know.
I don't have anyone in the final 10. That's never happened before.
So now we know you draft better from behind. You had the number 1
Yeah.
overall pick,
Yeah.
and
You
know.
lamented being last. Every time we've done a draft, Chase has been last by the random wheel.
Yeah.
Completely randomly, he's always gone last.
But this time,
he wins the Survivor board game.
Yeah.
He's on top of the world. Jonathan and Bran give him the first overall pick because they were the jury. And then
we did it.
Chase had the worst draft of all time.
Yeah, and on the opposite end of the opposite side of that coin, PD has the greatest draft of all time because he has 5 of the remaining 10 players.
Insane. Insane, PD. That actually, I don't even feel mad about it. I'm more just like, how far can he go? I've already had my villain story arc for the season. If I win, it'll just be icing on the cake for me and the jackpots. But
I have 2 things I want to bring up, Jonathan, before we really get into this coconut. The first one being, were you catching Z's last night? You didn't show up in the live stream. You didn't give us a heads up or nothing.
I'll be straight up. I forgot about it. I mean, it was Kristen and I's anniversary. So then I just left watching Survivor.
Right.
And then we just hung out. I don't know what happened. I forgot completely about it. But then this morning I look and I have two things. I have a call from PD and I have a voicemail from PD. I mean, I just saw this like 10 minutes ago and I was like, oh shoot. I forgot Fresh from Tribal. So that's on
He
me.
was having sex.
He was doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
He was closing deals last night.
No one is upset.
He was setting up boys.
If you really
also,
must know, we
guys,
were giving
I
each other
think
cards.
I
So it's
need an
very sweet.
apology
You were
from
giving
everyone.
each other cards?
We gave each other cards, notes that we
your
wrote to each
anniversary?
other. Yeah.
Aw.
Sorry that we're romantic, Bran.
No, I just...
Bren, what did you do for your anniversary? My anniversary's
We
coming
had
up.
sex.
Oh,
Oh, well, there you go.
No, what did we do? I mean, our anniversary is right before Christmas, which is tricky. We went.
man, you love Christmas.
You
so
do.
much.
And my oldest is born right around Christmas, so December's a bit of a mess.
That's what they say about Bran. He loves Christmas and sex.
You know that song?
Hey, you should make a Christmas song called Christmas and Sex. I deserve an apology from everyone.
Do you?
I uploaded the clip of my Little Caesars joke from last week on TikTok.
I'm glad that you're bringing this up.
Yeah, me too, because I think we don't need to
of you.
apologize.
Because I don't think the apology's coming.
Well, I got
I'm gonna tell you, there's no apology.
12,000 views.
It sounds a little bit, I don't know, it sounds to me 988,000 views short of what you said it was going to do.
Guys, millions of views is hyperbole. It was our best performing reel
of the week.
But when you make a
past 2
bet,
weeks.
you don't get to say, oh, the high number was hyperbole. You set the bet at, what, 2 million views?
Well, obviously, I
Chase,
was joking.
I'll tell you what, I'll apologize. I'm sorry that it didn't actually get the views you wanted.
Yeah. You said that it was going to be the best video Making the Merge has ever
It was
done.
the best video, the biggest video on TikTok in 2 weeks. I can see you guys aren't going to throw me a bone on this one. I thought maybe there would be a level of sympathy and forgiveness or something because I'm not really a part of the show anymore.
Chase, I will forgive you for posting that clip.
Okay.
What if that was the punishment where the loser of the draft just isn't on the podcast for the rest of the season?
Oh, that would be crazy. But
that'd be
what's bad, though, is if we did that and I left the show, I didn't get to be on the show for the who would show up next week or the week after that? Who would be on Fresh from Tribal? Who would be in the live chat?
Me and Liz.
Yeah, Liz Beef can stay.
Okay, well, I can see that I'm getting apologies.
But
so
you
let's
know
just
what?
move on.
I liked the reel. I thought you moving your head around,
That
you
was
know,
fun,
that was
yeah.
fun. A little animated thing.
Here's what I think about the joke. I think the joke was elevated by what we contributed to your joke, Chase.
Oh, yeah? Well, then how come I had to pay $33 to get that 12,000 views?
Well, I was saying
If you guys made such a great contribution.
I'm saying
$33.
Yeah, I paid $33 on TikTok.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. I paid $33. It was kind of a ripoff. I thought for $33 it would get at least 20K.
You didn't tell me you
What
did
did we-
that.
what
Well,
did
yeah,
we-
that's the
what-
big reveal here.
What did it get on TikTok?
Not enough for $33. I got 12,000
I agree.
views.
That's crazy.
And most of those weren't even paid. Yeah, that was wild. It was not worth the $33.
That's pretty bad.
So, Chase, one thing that was revealed to us from our listeners, a couple of our listeners chimed in, and they told us that Little Caesars only has one pizza size that you can order, so the bit doesn't even work.
Well, that was the joke.
Wait, you knew that?
Yes, I knew. I get Little Caesars all the time.
They do have
I don't think
a
you guys
Detroit-style
even know
deep
what
dish.
jokes are. Why are you analyzing these jokes as if they need to be complete truth and
Chase.
absolutely hold up analytically?
Chase, it's nothing to get
It
upset
is
about.
something to get upset about. The joke doesn't work if it's accurate to the actual Little Caesar.
Well,
size.
what we found out is it didn't work either way.
It's
Speaking of things that don't work, Jonathan, how did you feel about last night's episode?
I got a lot of thoughts on last night's episode, actually.
we need to address Jorn because if there's anybody who should be issuing an apology, it's the guy who's lying about his cat.
Why would I apologize? I just did the greatest bit of all time on Making the Merge. And Johnny Fairplay said I was the best villain on the show. So
Yeah, but you asked him to say that.
I didn't pay him or anything. I didn't pay for ads.
He's being cheered on.
Yeah.
That's the part.
The
that-
people
that's,
love me.
Well, don't get it twisted. There are some people very upset with Jonathan.
Yeah,
there's
be
one guy on
fine.
YouTube that wants you dead. If something happens to Jonathan, we needed to find that IP address.
That comment made me cry laughing.
Let me read a
Yeah,
comment from one
please.
of the supporters of Jonathan, actually.
But then, Chase, where's the comment from YouTube? Because I want to read that one
Okay,
out
well,
loud for
I
Joe.
love that Jonathan's like, I'm the next Johnny Fairplay, as if like that's good.
good
Like
thing, yeah.
you live
Yeah.
in the same town as him.
Yeah,
you know what he's done to that.
I'm his
city.
apprentice. I'm his
Actually,
apprentice.
to set up the Jonathan hate comment, let me go back to a comment from 2 weeks ago on an episode that Jonathan missed. It was from the same guy.
Oh man.
Oh, my word. No way.
He just said, I'm glad Jonathan's not here today.
Dang. Dude.
Wow.
And then cut to Jonathan's big reveal 2 weeks later.
What happened
and
to your
this-
thumb?
I sliced it open.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. It's okay.
He was really upset when you brought it up.
Yeah, when I revealed the Jack thing.
Yeah. Then 2 weeks later, this guy says, I hate Jonathan, all caps. I hate him more than I've hated him before. He lied about a dead cat.
Yeah, this guy does not like you.
Which
And
Which
he's got
made
his
me
full
laugh.
legal name as his username on YouTube.
Which
Wow.
made me laugh extremely hard when Chase sent that to the group chat because the concept of him being like, I hate him more than
before,
I did
which means he
before.
already had a distaste.
He
for me.
already hated me, and you know
As
what?
Most of us do.
I think every good character has some haters, is what I say.
Oh, absolutely.
But so you do have some haters, but I think you have more supporters. It seemed like people respected
it.
your psychopath behavior.
They love it.
There's one person. This comes from Swimming Pumpkin, who said, "I was mowing my lawn with noise canceling headphones while listening to this episode of Making the Merge. I yelled, 'Oh my God!' when I found out Jack was still alive. My wife rushed outside to see if I was okay, and I had to explain the weeks of Jonathan's villainy before resuming my yard work. Great contribution, still jacking it for 50.
That's crazy that people get behind this nonsense.
Jacking it for 50.
Look, when you play the game, sometimes you have good players that join your team, you know?
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Turns out
It
Jonathan
does.
wasn't doing anything for his anniversary. He was stumbling around the streets of Danville drunk, selling Survivor autographs.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Jonathan, he does all this, and he still has his cult behind him. I guess that's how you know it's a cult, when somebody reveals themselves to be like this, and he still has all the support. He still has an undisclosed hype woman.
Why don't we crack open this coconut?
Good as time as any.
Well, we had a lot to cover. We had my $33 purchase. We had the Jack thing.
Me stumbling in the streets.
Yeah.
The people that hate me and want me dead.
Yes.
Well.
All important topics.
Yep.
I don't think anyone wants you dead.
That guy on
After
YouTube-
this episode, he will.
Yeah,
No,
just the one guy.
Just the one guy.
that's all
All
right.
right. I guess it's time to crack open this coconut. So this coconut begins with Rick Devens being questioned by Joe and John Dre. In a confessional, he says, "It's weird being scolded by the people trying to vote you out." And Rick's next move is to tell Emily the idol isn't real. And
And
this,
I was terrified. When he sits down next to Emily to tell, I was like, well, this is not
Why
going
does this
to...
keep happening?
Emily going to blab again.
Yeah, why does this keep happening?
Yeah.
Stop telling Emily stuff.
I don't
That's my
know why
girl.
people are trusting her.
You know, I think Devins really summed up people's annoyance with Joe and John Dre the Giant, which is, why am I being scolded by the players that were going to vote me out?
Yeah.
Right? Because John Dre did vote for Devins. Joe, to his credit, did not vote
Yeah.
for Devins, right? But
Don't
they were
worry,
still...
he'll let him know.
Yeah. But I also was thinking during this part, why isn't John Dre upset with Joe and the rest of his alliance? Because John Dre was the only one who voted for Devins.
Doesn't look good.
Emily, she said she wants to be happy for Devins, but he put the whole alliance at risk, so she doesn't know how to feel about it. And now let's hear from a pissed off Stephanie. Stephanie tells... I'm pissed. Stephanie tells Joe and John Dre they just got Coach out to keep him away from us. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep
We were
Coach
too
away from
powerful.
us. And the war has begun, she says. She's so mad right now, and she's going to babyface them to death, but then she's going to slit their throats.
Wow.
She loves war. Wait till she finds out about Iran.
Wait till she finds out.
You think she's so stoked?
We're having fun, aren't we?
We're having a good
Fun.
time.
Sorry, conflict. My fault.
Conflict is crazy to say, too.
At least Stephanie didn't interrupt Survivor to tell us about it.
100%.
We're about to be in World Conflict 3, is what we're going to call it.
WC3, man.
Yeah. Sounds like a convention, like a nerd convention.
Christian's going to be there
Yeah.
Johnny Fairplay will be there, too.
Yeah.
getting autographs
Yeah. Me
to
too.
sell later.
Conflict. What is it good for?
Oh, I see where you were going with that. I just want to. I want to make it. Let's take a moment. If I had made that joke,
Yeah.
it would have been PD. Probably would have slapped me.
No, I'm a yes and everything. I'm a
No,
great
you don't.
supporter of
You
comedy and
You don't.
and want people to
We're
go
all
for
against
it.
war.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
Who's it good for?
What is it good for?
What is it good for?
I'm
Who's it
gonna
good for?
break character here for a second, and
When
I'm
is it
gonna
go?
say
Oh, Jonathan's breaking character.
I'm breaking character for a second. I'm gonna say that I believe PD might be one of the greatest comedy gaslighters of all time.
Yeah, no,
because
he's really good. At it.
I watch it happen over and over again, and it makes me laugh so hard. And then I watch it Chase be the victim of it every single time. and then Chase, you're so good at acting angry because of all the anger you have.
Right? Yeah,
that
it's pure rage.
I don't know.
So Brand's never met me before we were doing this show. And I think one of the first times we did the show was when Mary said that she wished I wasn't the one that drafted her, and I acted super upset. I don't think Brand, I still to this day think Brand feels that I was very upset.
Yeah.
I still think so.
It's great, though. I love watching it from afar. I couldn't be in the room with y'all, though.
I need to hang out with Brand more outside of this so that he knows that I'm not actually.
Not for lack of trying on my part.
Brand, moving a basketball goal does not count as hanging out.
Right. Even though it's like twice in 6 months.
Yeah. What's with that?
No one's going through basketball hoops like me.
It's because every time his kids want to play basketball, he goes out there and like windmill dunks on them so often, destroys the hoop.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, not to dig up something from 2 seasons ago, but I think any of us having Mary come on the show as a surprise and then tell us that she rejects us and didn't want to be drafted by us, I think
Puts us in a
Chase, I think you were really hurt, and you're hurt to this day.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Love you, Mary.
We miss you, Mary.
Next up, everyone's talking about Devin still. You've got Ozzy and Rizzo in a hammock talking about how great this is for them because all the heat is on Devins. Then we got Joe. Joe is with Rizzo, Ozzy, and Cirie, and he said, even if we were trying to work with him, you can't work with that. It's too sloppy. At least be chill. And then he does an impression of Rick sloppily finding the idol, and he was killing.
Dude,
so funny.
Joe, is it the season of bits for Joe?
He's doing real good. He is way more entertaining this season than last season.
Joe's out here doing bits.
I feel like Joe, we're not getting as much of him like blabbering about the honor and integrity thing, but he's just all around kind of like just present. And I think that because we're not getting as much of him talking that up, that it makes him less annoying, even though he's playing the same game.
Yes, and I did find it intriguing in this episode. I suspected that Joe perhaps was trying to play a different game going into this. When Jandre is like, hey, I'm going to get Christian to give me a shot in the dark. That's our chance to strike.
Yes.
Joe did not push back against that at all, even though that's not a very honorable or integral move to make. And so I found that to be interesting.
I agree with you.
He kind of just stepped back. It seemed like he let someone else make the move to be like not uncomfortable.
Cirie also loves the target Devin's put on himself, and she explains why she's so well insulated in the game in a confessional. She's working with her alliance of Ozzy and Rizzo, and then she's also working with the original Seal of Four, Devins, Emily, Christian, and herself. She also said she had an understanding, and she kind of chuckled when she said understanding. She's like, I got an understanding with Joe, Stephanie, and Jandre. And then you've got Tiff and Aubrey somewhere in the middle. So Cirie, she says it's good to have options, and it seems like she has all the options.
Yeah, 90% of the tribe she's working with.
She's like PD. She's got most of the remaining players.
Yeah. She's ready to go. And that's the beauty of Cirie.
Yeah.
She's got her core. She's got her core alliance, right? But everybody thinks that they're in a core alliance with her.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. So she's got her core alliance. She thinks everybody else thinks that they're in a core alliance with her. And so they begin to trust her, tell her things. How many people in this episode tell her stuff?
Nothing. No one.
Everyone.
I thought you were telling her what to do. Sorry.
Yeah, what are you talking
about?
My bad.
Everyone tells her stuff. And and the only people that she really honestly cares about working with is Ozzy and Rizzo.
Yes.
It's the beauty of Cirie.
And even the people she doesn't have a core alliance with, who she's not super tight with, she has an understanding with them.
Yeah, the two people in this episode go up to her and say, let's get Ozzy out. And she immediately made sure that those two people were on the chopping block today.
Guys,
The understanding.
That's power, bro.
I feel like
Soprano
I feel like watching this episode made me think, man, Cirie is a pretty good social player.
The understanding that she has with the other players is, I understand that you will tell me your deepest, darkest secrets. I understand that you will do that. That's
will
the
tell me
understanding we
everything.
have, and I will tell you nothing.
Yeah, you come to me with all your information, and as soon as somebody gives me information that goes against what I want, I decide you're done.
Yeah, and she only gives information to Rizzo and Ozzy.
Right.
Yeah.
What a great player. Brand, did you get louder on purpose when someone walked into the room talking about Cirie?
No. I don't care what Dan thinks about Cirie.
Boss Man Dan from the network walked in after.
Oh.
He kind of went in on how how he doesn't think Cirie's very good. We're going to have him on the show to talk about this.
We're bringing back the sanctuary.
Yes. Yeah.
PD heard about Dan's thoughts on Cirie and said, we're bringing it back.
That is exactly what happened in the green room.
I would actually fight alongside Dan easily on this.
I know you would.
Okay, a little tag team match on the next sanctuary.
Let's do a debate. 2-on-2.
Yeah.
Jonathan, Dan, me, and PD. Brand, you can be the mediator. Although you're very heavily a Cirie fan too, so I don't know if that'd be a fair.
Yeah, my favorite player of all time.
Yeah.
TLC match.
TLC. Oh.
I don't really know what to do
Fight
with that,
night.
but
There's something there. There's something there.
Tables, ladders, and Cirie.
there it was. Tiff. Is there an L player? No, there's not.
PD? Who was the
Lizzo?
model?
Oh,
that they put
the
on a
L
poll?
could stand for loser since
poll
Cirie
match.
has never won.
The Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian.
Lita?
No, it was like a celebrity model. Remember? And then the
don't know, I
winning team
don't.
got to use her as a manager.
I don't remember.
I'll look into it while you continue cracking open this coconut.
PD fast forwarded it because it involved the objectification of women.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. He couldn't stand
Even as a kid, you were above board, above reproach.
When I was 12 watching old Attitude Era tapes,
Yeah,
I
you
said,
just
no,
fast-forwarded
I am
that.
morally above Tori Wilson and Trish Stratus. I don't know. Do we need a fact check on who was on the poll in
I'm
the
working on it.
WWF match? I don't know if we need that for the show.
Terry, the Terry Invitational Tournament. Terry
Runnels?
Runnels. Is that Dustin's wife?
Yes.
I thought it was when I was a kid
Or
watching it. I thought it was like
ex-wife.
a famous celebrity or model or whatever.
I'm going to let y'all know I have no idea what you're talking about.
And neither do most of our listeners. We have majority female listenership. I don't think they're watching WWF tapes.
That's sexist. Dude. Women can like wrestling too.
That's why I'm still the fan favorite, other than that one guy, is because I'm just a man of the people. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Whatever. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the coconut.
We'll keep it moving. Aubrey also is wary of Devin. She tells John Dre she doesn't want to play with just the nerds. In a confessional, she said that he really blew up Tribal Council with the show. He's made everybody uncomfortable. And Aubrey isn't afraid to jump ship if she needs to. So that's about 10 minutes off the top of this episode dedicated to how nobody trusts Devins.
Yep.
Surely it means that I'm losing one of my 5 players and Chase is safe, right?
You would think.
Right?
You think that?
Right.
If you listen, but I will say this: if you love strategy or Trish Stratus, then this episode was for you. Lots of strat talk early on.
Yes. Yeah, it was very solid.
Next up, we get some more Devins. This time, Joe and Devins have another one-on-one. Devins tells Joe Devins tells Joe what he thought happened. God, I messed it up a third time or a second. All right, I'm gonna nail it this time. Devins, fuck.
Keep all that in.
We got to keep it all. People got to know. People have to know.
$33 to boost this clip.
Hey, this is gonna get 5 million views, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, did you hear the PD Devins off fuck bit?" You know,
I don't know how PD would do it, but because PD said it gets 5 million views, I bet it would without any advertising, just to bother Chase.
Oh, so you think he's better than me?
No,
Okay.
I just think that it would happen by some miracle.
he's better than me?
Because it would just ruin your day.
Okay, I'm gonna take a deep breath now.
I don't know.
Devins tells Joe what he thought happened is they all were voting for him. Fucking nailed it. And when he did his move, they got caught with their hands in the cookie jar and had to pivot. Joe said, if I wanted to write your name down for whatever reason, I would have done that. There is no cookie jar. And in a confessional, Joe says, hey, man, I didn't put down your name. You have an idol that you didn't tell anybody about, and you were aggressive at Tribal, and I didn't bring up any of that. He tried to get into it with me, and I didn't let him. So, Joe, he's very upset and bitter, but he says that him being able to hide that is growth.
Hey, I love how Joe argues. Devins goes, yeah, man, you got your hand caught in the cookie jar. And he just goes, there is no cookie jar. Like, there is. Like, the cookie jar is trying to vote someone out.
Yeah.
He did try to vote someone out. There is a cookie jar.
Hey, Jonathan, you lied about Jack the Cat.
Yeah, there is no cat.
Oh, dang it. So Christian, he wants to keep Devins around, obviously. And he wants to shift the massive target to somebody else. So he goes to Stephanie and John Dre. And John Dre tells Christian, in the future, how do we get to the point where we can trust each other? And Christian says he'll give John Dre his shot in the dark and then cut to John Dre telling Joe, we can get Christian out pretty easy because he's going to give me a shot in the dark. So
Really
let's
not
get him out
honorable.
and let's flush the Devon's idol at the same time. You don't think this is honorable,
No, it's
Chase?
not honorable at all. And I think that's what's so, and it's what makes the Honor and Integrity Alliance so entertaining, is because, it's the classic coach thing. They claim to be honorable all the time. Meanwhile, they're the most backstabbing, throat-slitting players of all time.
Honor for me, but not for thee?
Yeah.
Really
all
good.
for one.
Honor is
One
hot
for all.
and ready. Anyway.
Great contribution.
I bet that clip
7
would
million,
get 2
8
million.
10 million views.
Hey, Jonathan, great contribution.
This is escalated to like Trump. Like,
Yeah.
I bet it'll get 10 million views if I do
Many
it.
people are saying that it'll get plenty of views. A lot of them are saying that.
They're all saying it. And then we have Christian sitting with the full group that he blindsided last night, Joe, Steph, and John Dre. And Christian said, I know, and I can appreciate that last night was hard for you guys. Joe said, we understand. Everyone's playing. We're all here.
Again, Joe with his amazing argument. Hey, we're all playing.
Yeah.
We're all here.
Stuff happens, but we're still around.
Yeah.
And then Christian asks if anybody needs water.
It was a
and
weird
they
conversation.
don't. They
It
don't.
was so awkward.
Nobody
It
needs
was-
water, and it's very awkward.
Yeah. I don't really know why that the clip was included aside from to showcase that
Christian's on the outs. with that
Christian's
group.
on the outs.
Yeah.
But I feel like we got
knew
that.
that.
We knew that.
Yeah, it was a little heavy-handed on the.
It wasn't like that part of the weird, awkward conversation was like, oh,
It
I
was.
don't think they liked him.
Call me crazy, but I was picking up some kind of weird vibes when they kept calling Christian the middle players.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they were calling him that the whole time. And can we
was
get
in the
into
middle.
this a little
Yeah,
bit?
yeah, go ahead,
So
Pete, go
I
ahead.
was having a meltdown. I didn't include this in my copy or didn't present it to any of you guys because I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm just thinking way too deeply about this. But the fact that they were called the middle people, when you look at the breakdown of everybody last week, the people calling them the middle people, it didn't make any sense. There was no middle.
Yeah.
They were just the other side.
Yeah, there has to be two opposing groups
And
and
then
then a
someone in the
small
middle.
group in the middle, but that wasn't the case. And
No.
so they're all calling them the middle people, but it's because they have this perception of them as like wishy-washy players who will flip sides, but they're the other side. There's no side to
Yeah.
flip to, so you can't be in the middle.
It was. It's also during this conversation. This is a little bit off topic, but that's just my part of the show. It was during this conversation that I had the thought: is everyone's beard growing really fast this season?
Dude, I thought the same thing. Christian was growing crazy.
His beard
quick.
is like it just appeared,
and it's only been how many days?
17.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's
But I felt like everyone's has. Like
He looks
I'm
great
looking
with
at
the beard,
everyone's beards, and I'm just like, were there 10 to 15 days missing between the previous episodes?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
looking at Stephanie and I'm like, what's going on out here?
Yeah, maybe it's a time warp situation. Maybe
Oh.
when you're on the island in Fiji, you're only there for however many days.
Yeah.
But really, it feels
Maybe it's
because
an
of the time
altitude,
travel,
like
it's
time relativity thing,
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's like
Bit
you
of a
get on
beard
a
warp.
mountain, time moves faster.
like a Land of the Lost type thing. Maybe.
Yeah, I like that.
Christian, he realized this morning that people think of him as a floater. So the thing that people have been calling him for 17 days, he's come to the realization this morning that
Really
that's
good
what they think of him. Yep. Great observation, Christian. Ozzy is the one who's actually in the middle, and he is an idol. And he's the perfect target to take the heat off Devon's, according to Christian. So Christian goes to Cirie, and Christian refers to Ozzy as he who should not be named. And then Christian tells Cirie that Ozzy's playing both sides, and there's no way he sees it coming.
I love that he said he who should not be named like 5 times.
Yeah.
And Cirie just she couldn't get it.
And
She's
they
like,
kept throwing Ozzy
he
in
that
there,
we're not talking about. Like she couldn't quite do the
The
same.
second he brought up Ozzy, she was pretty much like, okay,
Yeah.
you got to go.
Yeah.
It's almost like she's a great player.
thing.
She said in a confessional, damn, why do people keep coming for my allies? Ozzy comes over to the hammock after Christian left, and Cirie tells him everything, of course. And then John Dre comes over to the hammock, and Cirie tells John Dre Christian was targeting him too. So the biggest mistake that you can make in season 50 is you tell Cirie that one of her secret allies needs to go home.
Yeah, I don't even want to get into it too much.
So that's where you knew where you were screwed?
Oh no, I knew I was fucked immediately.
Yeah.
The second that he told Cirie, "Hey, we should get Ozzy," I was like, "Oh, it's over." Because the second Cirie wants someone gone, they go home, as we've seen every episode this season.
You know what I don't know though is like obviously everybody thinks that they're playing with Cirie.
Yes,
and I think most people think that Ozzy is available,
Yes.
Where's Rizzo in all of this? Like, we know, obviously, Rizzo is with Ozzy, and we know that.
But where do they think
they think that Rizzo is?
I think they think he's on the bottom.
Probably.
Or that he's like the true middle.
No, I mean, I genuinely think they think Rizzo's not a threat.
So we're just bringing him along.
Yeah, I think because if you use the moment where they're talking to Rizzo, and they're like, hey, we're going to do Emily. And he explains to them, whoa. Christian already has a vote on him. This is an easy vote out. It seems like they're taking his opinion and they're considering it, but it's almost like he's not even really a part of it. Right. And then later he's talking to Jandre, and he's telling Jandre the same thing. He's like, guys, we got to do Christian. This is ridiculous. So it seems like they're just like, yeah, we're letting Riz. It's like you giving the little brother the unplugged controller. Where it's like, you can act like you're playing, but you're not really playing. Little do they know, he's plugged in with Cirie, and they're actually running the whole game.
And they've got the new console.
They've got the Switch too.
That's exactly
You're
right.
playing on an N64.
Losers.
Like a bunch of boomers.
They're jacking it for 50.
Let's not call it. I mean,
Don't throw
Jacking it for 50.
I don't not appreciate the N64 slander there.
Well, my bad. I shouldn't have said boomers.
Here's what it actually is, because if we're looking at Gen X millennial, you would want to go with more of a double dash, like GameCube era analogy. So
me and PD, by the time we were born, it was more of Game Boys and PlayStation.
Yeah, my first console was a PS1.
Dude, I love the PS1.
There you go.
Mine was a PS2 because I'm really young, and also we were poor.
Mine was a Game Boy.
Well, now it's challenge time with Chase.
Okay. So,
ready?
Hey, here we go. Ready? It's everybody's part of the episode. Yeah.
You got it.
But here's the thing.
Let's do it again.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
It's
everybody's favorite part of the Gold Derby. Oh,
yeah, we're just doing the part.
No Gold Derby?
Here's the thing.
No Gold Derby.
Okay.
Here's the thing. No, we're not even doing Gold Derby. I put no effort into this. I'm not in the game. Christian went home. I don't have any players left. So what I'm going to do...
Are you kidding me?
You picked a bad one to do.
So I'm just going to kind of skim through the challenge here on YouTube and just... So we got everybody walking up.
All right. You want me to do
Jeff
this?
is... No. Jeff calls them warriors.
You're about to get demoted live on air.
Let's see here. Jeff is talking to
You
everybody.
picked the worst week to do this.
You don't even
have long to get to the challenge.
You don't even have captions on.
Okay, so Jeff, no, I watched the episode last night. Jeff is talking about the challenge. Hey, this is a classic challenge. You got the grip strength. It's got your weight.
Yeah,
You guys all watched the episode.
Yeah, but what did he put out there? Did he put out the rice bag chase?
Well, I haven't got there yet. I'm only a minute and 42 seconds into the video.
Spoilers,
Jeff does a historic thing in Survivor, and this is when you decide to completely phone it in?
Well, yeah, I'm no longer in the game. Why should I try? I have no chance of winning this season.
But this happens every season, Chase. You've never done this before.
Well, I usually have someone in the final 4, final 5.
When?
I don't have anyone for the whole
But
second.
you had to know with the bigger cast that this would happen sooner. Like with 24 to start with, just mathematically.
Yeah, that's on me, actually. I should have known better than to believe in myself.
And you riding such a high with the Survivor board game win, first overall pick. You should have known it was all going to come crashing down.
You're right, guys. This is all my fault. So basically, Jeff pulls out a bag of rice. We see this pretty often in the new era where he offers them a large amount of rice that will get them through the rest of the season. But there's usually some sort of wager, like 5 players have to sit out of the challenge.
Yeah. Did you see him pull out the knife and Jonathan go, "That's a nice knife." All right, little weirdo.
I think he said he loves that knife.
I love that knife.
He loves that knife.
I love that knife.
He wasn't the only Jonathan thinking that.
And so Jeff sets it up, and he says exactly what I just said, where he goes, I typically ask this of the players. Sometimes I pull out a knife and just slash the rice, and you guys have a quick decision to make. Everybody goes, no, Jeff, please, no.
They act like he's about to kill someone in front of him.
I love that knife.
And when people are starving, and then you offer them food, but then you slice it open with a knife?
I don't have this experience.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway. But it's different this time. He explains they're not going to be asked to sit out of the challenge. No. They're going to be competing against Jeff in this challenge.
Gasp.
Did he reveal that before the box broke?
No, that was the big reveal happened with the box breaking.
What's
Here,
in
let me
the
skip a
box?
little bit ahead to the box breaking.
That box
here.
breaking was pretty
It was
cool.
awesome.
So the box broke.
Well,
and
hold
before
on.
that
This
happened.
is, whose challenge time is this? Challenge time
Well,
with
I mean, you don't
Chase.
have any notes on it, so maybe I thought I'd bring something up.
You don't have notes on it either.
but I have them
basically,
in my head.
Jeff pulls out this box and he goes, "What you're going to be doing?" And then he flips over the box. It breaks open and it reveals that there's another rope with a bucket, and this one's for Jeff.
But I did think it was really funny before what what I was trying to say, Chase,
Right. Yeah.
before you so rudely cut me off in
Yes.
your segment, was that Aubrey, she said, "What's in the box?" Like a horror movie, and then Devins goes, "What's in the box?"
Yeah, that's a reference from the movie
A little
Seven.
reference 7.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Brad Pitt.
I just
Classic.
like the two different takes. You have Aubrey sounding very scared, Rick
Yes.
Devins, what's in the
doing the bit.
box?
So basically, how this works is,
The box.
and they actually, the players, to their credit, realize that they have the upper hand on Jeff here, and they negotiate
Jeff
him
wants to
down.
do this.
Because
he really wanted to.
Wait, you think they realized they had the upper hand on a 63-year-old man who wanted to compete against him in a challenge?
I think they knew that they could wager him down.
Yeah, that's
because
what I
he
meant.
wanted to do
because
it.
He
they
wanted it
even
so
said
bad.
out loud, Jeff really wants to play. Jeff goes, "I do." So then they go, "All right, how about 4?" And he goes, "Okay, we could do 4."
Well, no, he didn't take them up on it at first. He was like, "There's not going to be 5. There's not going to be 5." Okay, I'll do 4. Like when he realizes he's not getting it, he's like, "All right,
Basically,
fine."
He's like,
fine,
you know
fine."
what? That's a good deal. I think that's fair. Let
Yeah.
me play.
4 players have to compete against Jeff within the parameters of the actual challenge. Basically, if 4 players can outlast Jeff in the challenge, they get the rice. But if Jeff outlasts even one of those 4 players competing against him, they all get nothing. And the 4 players competing against him are, well, here, let me get going on the video here.
I can tell you who it is.
No, this is my challenge part.
Chase messaged me earlier today and said, "I got a bit that you're going to hate for today."
All right, so we got Joe, Jandre, Ozzy, and Tiff. And Jeff, let's shout out Jeff here, man. He truly knows Survivor because he goes, Tiff, who lasted for 22 minutes last time. Jeff doesn't wear an earpiece. He just knew that Tiffany lasted for 22 minutes last time she played this challenge. I thought that was just really a great hosting by Jeff.
Probably in the pre-production
Yeah, he
meeting
might have
that-
looked
that
over a little
morning,
sheet
but-
before
Well,
they
that's still
went to
preparing
the-
is good.
Little
Preparing
cheat
is-
sheet.
The best hosts prepare ahead of time and don't just wing it during the challenge.
Yes. And this is what makes Jeff one of the greatest of all
Tiny
time.
Wait,
Small.
Chase, I can't help but notice that
Yeah.
you're winging it for the challenge, and
Oh, well, I mean, I have a lot of honor and integrity, so that's not really me.
You just said that the best. Anyway, we're not gonna.
So yeah, then the challenge. Let me fast forward. Okay, the
Tiny,
challenge gets
small.
started. Challenge is getting going.
Tiny, small, little.
Pretty much the whole. My voice keeps cracking.
Well, all the best hosts have their.
I am
voice cracks.
terrified.
Because
really.
you realize this is a bad bit.
Wait, do you really not like the joke?
It's fine. Go on.
You like how my ego immediately deflated? I was like, wait, is this not funny?
Wait, no.
Anyway, so the first half of the challenge is really focused around Jeff.
Big
Jeff
yuckles.
is really funny. Everybody
Yeah.
gets to start heckling Jeff the way that he heckles them. We get a sassy Jeff montage from
great.
years past.
Just made me miss Sassy
Yeah.
Jeff, but
It was
it's fine.
so awesome. Jeff takes it like a champ. He keeps going, I deserve this. I deserve this. Bring it on. He's truly struggling.
He's trying
And
hard.
He's doing a classic, I would say, pro wrestling heel move where he's making the players look even better by making the challenge look more difficult than it really is, in my opinion. He is truly struggling, really laying it on thick how hard he is having. He's having a hard time.
I think he really was having a hard
I
time.
think it was tough for a 63-year-old man to
agree.
do what they were doing.
But I think he's leaning into it to make them look good, to make it look like Survivor is, these challenges are very difficult. Which
And
they
you're
are.
telling me that Jeff's never once tried one of these off camera,
Yeah, I found
That's
that
what
hard
he
to believe
says.
too.
He's talked about this. I think he talked about it on Fallon, actually, in the interview that they're talking about.
don't even
Talks about
bring
how
up
he's
Fallon
never,
yet.
even before they show up, he doesn't try.
Wow.
Well, because you know how much it would suck if he tore an ACL or something before they started
Oh,
filming.
that's a
there.
good point. That's a good point.
But also, I think he talked about how he doesn't want it to cloud his judgment. Like, he wants to, I don't know how hard this is. I'm just going to talk about it as it's happening.
Interesting you bring that up because after he loses, and he didn't outlast any of the 4 players including Tiff, who rocks
Yeah.
at this challenge. She rocks
Yeah.
at a lot of challenges, as we saw with her and Joe teaming up last week.
And Joe also doesn't look like he's even trying.
No.
Which he almost broke the record last time he
Last
played
time.
this challenge. This
A
is
second
I'm
away.
a big fan of this challenge. I would consider it a new era legendary challenge.
I would like to try this one.
Yeah, it can't be that hard to build. You just need like a lot of.
Yeah, maybe it's something we do for our live show.
That would be sick. That would be sick. So after Jeff is eliminated, though, the challenge goes back to just being about who is fighting for immunity, and you can pretty much guess who's left in the game. Christian, who I can't remember. Maybe someone else can remember.
Wait, you mean my lock screen or the
Yeah,
text?
no, your lock
Oh,
screen.
locks. That's Charlie XCX.
Okay, sorry. I
That-
don't know
no,
who she,
yeah.
I don't know who she lives.
There's
Here,
so
I'll
much
wait until
happening
you guys
right
are finished.
Well, I got a text, and then Brand asked me who it was, and it was a text from my sister. So I said it's my sister, but then I realized he meant who's the picture on my phone.
Oh, and that would be
And
awkward if you had that
yeah,
picture.
no,
of your
and
sister.
then there's Charlie XCX, and then I have the clock, like what time it is like Brat Green.
That's pretty sick.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, what were you saying, Chase?
After Jeff is eliminated from the challenge, which is wild to say,
How's your
by the
sister
way,
doing?
She's doing good.
That's awesome.
and pretty much the remaining
She
players
actually
are.
works with autistic children. She's an RBT.
I bet that's challenging sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, ups
rewarding.
and downs.
A rewarding.
But yeah, rewarding.
Sorry, go ahead.
The remaining players are Ozzy, Joe, and Jandre. Ozzy drops, Jandre drops. Joe wins the challenge. Joe didn't even look like he was struggling.
Joe, who for a moment it seemed like he was calling out to his sister.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Have we talked about how
Are you Mike White?
No, I don't do
talking
it
about
about it. Have we talked about how Joe has a tattoo on his forearm that just says "Daddy"?
No.
Yeah.
not
yeah.
seen that.
I was
I mean,
thinking it last night when
they do a
they did a
close up
close
of
shot.
it of it during the challenge. It just says "Daddy."
Well,
That's
he,
wild.
He is a daddy.
I mean,
He's
yeah.
daddy.
He's got two kids. At one point, Joe, while Jeff is talking about how difficult it was and Ozzy was struggling, Joe has one arm on it.
Yeah,
and
his
he's just
daddy
chilling.
arm.
Yeah.
His daddy arm.
Yeah,
Actually,
his daddy
Daddy.
arm. And then what happened right after the challenge? Chase?
Joe wins.
Well, no, there's a part before they go back to the beach. I think this is encompassed in the challenge time with Chase. There's something else that happens regarding
In the challenge?
regarding somewhere they go.
They have to go somewhere.
who's going
to go on the journey?
The rock paper scissors to go to the journey.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Jesus.
What are you guys talking about?
Afterwards,
Brand.
What Joe gets to do is he gets to pick who's going to go on this journey immediately following the challenge. Joe, refusing to make any hard decisions in his entire life,
Yeah.
goes, all right, you guys just rock, paper, scissors for it, which is a crazy move to make. And
Yeah.
ultimately, Christian ends up winning rock, paper, scissors to go on the challenge.
I
Which
think-
could have been
was not
really
happy
bad
about
for
that.
them.
I
Could've been
think
really
though
bad
that
for them.
Joe's smart for playing it this way
Well,
because
Joe's
It's smart if it works out the way that it does. It's
well, he
also
said, "Does
really dumb."
anybody want to go?" And
Yeah.
then a bunch of them raised their hands, and he's just like, "All right, just y'all
Okay.
play rock paper
So,
scissors."
Jonathan, I see where you're coming from, and I think Joe would agree with you. I
was safe
joking. I
for
remember
him.
what happened. I actually have a very strong opinion on this.
Safe
I
for
don't think
him,
Jeff
maybe
should
not
have
best
allowed
gameplay.
that. I don't think Jeff
he should have
I
either.
think Jeff just opened the floodgates because the whole.
Well, this isn't the
whole,
first time this has happened either.
Yeah, but this is different. The social part of making
What's
decisions
something
like that.
that's happened that's similar to that?
I think
Because I can't remember.
I don't remember how rock, paper,
situation.
didn't
scissors.
Q literally make two people not named Liz do rock paper scissors for the Applebee's.
I don't
think-
remember that, but
I think that's
I don't
true.
think
right.
so. No, I think Q picks outright, and that's why she's pissed.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Here's
There
the
was
thing.
some rock paper scissors element involved.
Well,
I need to go
fact
back and
check
watch
it.
the tape.
We can fact check it, but
As someone who watches that video on a weekly basis, I don't think there's rock paper scissors
the
involved.
social part of making the players make decisions like that is them dividing, having
100%.
issues with other players, like the Liz being upset with Q. That directly affected Liz's relationship with Q for the rest of the season.
She's pissed.
But Joe doesn't have to make a decision. He just goes, okay, yeah, you guys play rock, paper, scissors. That's going to, from now on, whenever there's a hard decision to make where Jeff goes, you can only select 2 players to go with you on this reward, or you can only select one person to go on the family journey.
It's not supposed to be easy.
It's supposed to be a moral dilemma that upsets someone. So I think this was really bad on Jeff's part.
It sounds like it upset you.
Sounds
I know, but I have to.
It's
No, I
nothing to get upset about.
I think it is something to get upset about.
You think so?
I think that I am in lockstep, and I had the same thought while I was watching this.
Thanks, Brian.
We're back at the Merge Beach. It's
No, I want
time-
to talk about myself a little bit. No,
I don't think so. I think it's time to make the rice that they got from Mr. Jeff. Emily was trying to police Cirie's water usage with the rice. Cirie, she said she wanted to tell Emily, girl, have several seats.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Never heard it phrased that way.
Yeah,
I've heard have a seat or take a seat, but not girl, have several seats.
Yeah.
Cirie's the best.
Cirie just wants to make the rice. She's made a lot. Has anybody there made more rice in the history of Survivor than Cirie?
As Cirie said,
Doubt it.
she's been making rice since before Emily was a twinkle in her mother's eye.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of rice. That's a lot of years.
She said the rice is covered, and then they eat the rice. And John Dre said it changed the whole tribe vibe.
Yeah, I did love they showed Emily eating the rice, and she's like, "This is really good rice." she might have been right about the rice. It's really good.
So John Dre's belly's full. Now he's ready to play the game. So he goes around trying to pitch Christian's name, but he's worried about this journey. And now let's go to this journey. Christian pulls up to this barge in the middle of the ocean, and as he points out, it's just like Rachel in her season. But one thing that's different than when Rachel did it is that Rachel did not receive a note from Jimmy Fallon of The Tonight Show. In this note from Jimmy Fallon, he says, I'm glad I could inspire Jeff to participate in this challenge, and he caught me up on what happened at the challenge. You won rice. Congrats. But now you're here alone.
Jeff called him up right after the challenge. Said, "Hey, James, here's the update on this. What do you want to say in your letter?"
Once again, with the typed messages.
Yeah, there definitely
with
wasn't
signed
multiple.
Jimmy.
There definitely wasn't
No,
multiple.
guys,
different
They should have done a video.
The ink wasn't dry yet.
They could have at least done a signature.
They should have done a
Instead,
video.
it's a typed out Survivor font, Jimmy.
If you finish this in time, you win a new advantage. Before you leave here, you'll write the name of another player on the parchment. So they'll start tribal with 1 vote in the urn. However, if you fail to finish the puzzle, and Christian does not know this yet, but if you fail, you have to do the Jimmy Fallon Survivor humiliation ritual, where you have to read the note to the entire tribal, informing them that you have been forced to vote for yourself.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Insane.
A lot of opinions on this twist. I don't think many people were a fan of this one. I think they took it a step too far. I think if you lose, you have to write your name down at tribal. That works really well. That's fun. Shouldn't have had to make him read it because it put him in such a precarious spot. He could not strategize or get himself out of that situation.
Yeah, the one thing about the journeys is it's always you by yourself, and you get to decide what your narrative is coming back. And this is the one time that you're forced at gunpoint by Jimmy Fallon to not do that.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be something fun, like making him lip sync battle to run DMC's It's Tricky. That would have been more of a Jimmy Fallon twist, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Christian, he goes to work. He does his best, but those wheels are getting dropped one by one. He's down to his final puzzle pieces, but he ran out of time. The puzzle was forcibly yeeted into the ocean.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. Do you think that it was rigged so that way they would lose? Because
it seemed like a big ask.
The puzzle god couldn't do it.
I mean, I have to go back and watch Rachel's.
It's a different puzzle, right?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember. Like, she did it.
Yes. But I'm fairly certain hers was a different puzzle.
Sure.
Hers was the balls. You had to line up all the balls in the correct.
Yes.
You had like 4 or 5 balls, and you had to match them all up by color in the sequence.
So it wasn't
I felt like watching it that it was just a poor time estimate, maybe. Not that they necessarily intended for him to lose, but that they thought, oh, this is going to be plenty of time, and it just wasn't.
I don't know. I mean, they test these.
They test.
They test them. So
do you think
somebody, probably multiple people, did it in order for them to
fair.
People
throw
who
it out
don't
there.
have multiple doctorates.
Maybe Jimmy Fallon tested it.
But
what do you guys think the odds are that the letter's actually from Mr. Beast using his legal name, Jimmy? And this is the Mr. Beast twist that we've all been waiting for.
Well, I mean,
hi, it's me, Jimmy.
We'll talk about Mr. Beast at the end because we do get him in the preview for next week.
It's true. It's true.
But what I think is, I don't think they accounted for the fatigue in the. I mean, it blows my mind that Christian wasn't able to get the puzzle done in time.
Yeah,
that just blows me away.
Yeah.
Yep, sucks for Christian.
The shot of the thing pulling the puzzle down, though, that was
I do love that. I love watching.
How about that puzzle? How about that puzzle staying together in the water like that?
Yeah, how'd that do that? I don't know. I didn't even think about that.
It's crazy. You think that it would have?
You think it would have fallen apart because they're not held together super. They're not super glued together. Do you think they did a pickup shot with it super glued together?
That's possible. They did a pickup shot.
Someone in the chat last night goes, "Hey, isn't this polluting?" And I was like, "They get it. They get it out of it."
Gosh, I wouldn't watch this show if they were just leaving.
Yeah, they're just leaving puzzles
down
under
there.
the ocean.
Yeah, the Fiji's like, it's good.
The fish try to finish the puzzle for Christian.
We'll get it.
Let's leave one for when humans go extinct.
Yeah,
And
they're
the
like, what are
aliens
they
are
doing?
searching for stuff, and they're like, "What is this big puzzle?"
And then they get to watch all of
They find a note and they read it and they go, "Oh, they made Christian do a humiliation ritual."
Christian said, "People don't realize how often people you think are smart, they feel stupid."
I like that line.
And that really sums me up, man.
You try to hide it,
sweet.
but you can't. And that sums Chase up too. He tries to hide it, but then he does a podcast, does a YouTube channel, can't hide it.
Can't hide my smarts, man.
Christian, he told his son, if you ever feel like this, and you will, pick yourself up. You aren't defined by the moments where you feel short, but you are defined by what you do after. So
it's beautiful.
Which in this case is getting voted out.
Right. But it was a beautiful moment.
Yes.
Yeah, what Christian did after, maybe not the best life lesson for his son. But Christian, he goes back to the beach. He reads his note of shame. He tells everybody he failed the journey, and then he has to read what the note said in front of everybody. He has no idea still. And this is where Christian finds out that he will make history by being the first player to vote against himself.
Which is cool. Like, that is cool to be known for in history.
Yeah, I guess. I felt like it was just a really low blow.
Yeah.
From a planning standpoint, where you're like, we got a really cool twist, right, with the double thing, right?
Yes, that was sick.
That was cool. Even if we look at this and we compare it to like the Blood Moons thing, you're like, sure. But then the Billie
that was a triple.
Yeah, but like the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol was like a very unique, but it wasn't like a pirate
arc. We really haven't. We haven't done that.
They haven't mentioned Billy in a while.
Well,
so.
but even in comparison to
like
that
Idol was dumb.
Well, it wasn't even that big of a deal, right? Like you were just giving someone an idol.
Yeah.
And so
I don't know. Ask Genevieve if she thinks it's a big deal.
That's
well,
true.
but I'm saying going from that and then like some really great twist to suddenly Jimmy Fallon like walking in and being like, "Guess what? You're going to vote for yourself." You're like,
I didn't mind the vote for yourself.
I think that the twists, by and large, have been more missed than hits this season.
I'm glad they're trying things.
Yeah, I don't hate the attempt.
I'm glad they're trying to get creative instead of it just being.
But let me ask you this: Would you rather them try to get creative on a 51? Like
I think
like at the end of the day, we want to see the players play,
right?
So that's
like
an
in
argument.
Atlanta,
yeah, right. Like we don't need all of this. Like I'm
that's fair.
I really thought the last week's twist, the double vote out, double the fun, was a fun twist. But again, like. We just we want to see the players play, and some of this I feel like is mucking it up, and we could have just mucked it up in 51 where there's new people that we don't care about.
That's a very good point. But what Jeff would counter with is the fans voted for more twists in the hands of the fans.
We let the fans vote on some very vague things, and we decided what to do. After.
Yeah. They're like, "Do you want twists?" Yes.
Okay,
great.
Blood Moon.
Yeah. Again, I don't mind twists.
Blood Moon double duo. Jimmy Fallon, vote yourself out. Billie Eilish.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. I'll say more of the fun twists this season have hit more than they missed. This one was a huge miss.
I think we're 1 for 3.
The Blood Moon I was indifferent towards. The double duo was a really good one. So as of right now, I'm okay with
what I think Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol was a miss.
It was a miss because no one got eliminated with an idol in their pocket. Which, to be fair, they should have seen that coming.
I mean, there's still Ozzy has.
Yeah, but the person it would boomerang to is no longer in the game.
Yeah, so the whole boomerang function is gone.
And they should have seen that coming. This is 50. These players are not going to be going home with an idol in their pocket. That was a miss.
Pirate.
I'm the bad advantage. Ozzy said the double doctorate roboticist couldn't do a puzzle and now has to vote for himself. It's music to my ears. Then Cirie says that he was already on the hook. Now it's time to take the shot. And then Christian, he's in a terrible spot because he's the biggest target, and the other target is his friend Rick. Christian remembers Jandre asked for his shot in the dark, and he thought, oh, well, I don't have a vote anyways. Might as well give it to him.
Right.
And then Jandre accepts it, and he says, I'm telling you, man, I'm voting for Devins. And Christian says, I'm telling you that I'm voting for Christian.
Do you think Jonathan picked up on the fact that the shot in the dark does not matter?
I think it was explained to him later by Rizzo.
Oh, okay.
But he was just happy to have it. And he's like, I got a shot in the dark, and now he has no escape.
Yeah. He had to vote for himself either way. So.
Jandre, he's pumped because he wants Christian to be the new notch on his belt next to Camilla and Dee.
Jonathan's becoming a little a villain. You know?
What do you mean becoming?
Just like in our podcast.
I guess not becoming, but he's becoming more hated because he's
this season.
Well, yeah, but he's eliminating like some favorite people. I guess you'll have to remind me, was the hidden fake idol Devin's idea, or was it Christian and Devin's being like, this is our contingency plan?
It was Devin's idea, but Christian was very excited about it.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of like they riffed it together, kind of. I think Devin's had the initial idea.
Just, when this was all going down, I was like, man, I wonder if Christian hates that Devins took that idol, right? Like, I didn't know if it was like a joint plan.
Oh, Christian, when it happened, you saw Christian was all giddy over it.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just like in the moment.
I'm sure someone will ask him about it today.
I bet if Christian had any negative feelings about it, is that maybe he felt like it was played poorly timed.
Yes, yeah.
Which it was, I think. But yeah, it was originally Devin's idea, just like how me going hearts was originally my idea.
Right. Got it.
I still think it was Bono's idea, but that's okay.
Hearts.
He wants
Technically,
to win 1 million of them.
Jonathan edited the song.
So I guess it's Jonathan's
the echo,
idea.
in a sense.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, though, I think this
Who created the logic program that Jonathan used to?
Danny Logic.
Danny Logic.
Danny Logic. So we got to give Danny the credit at the end of the day.
I like how you went Danny and I went Davinian. Like that's a name. Davinian Logic.
Mr. Logic.
That's a strong name.
That is. That's
Davinian?
Davinian. That's pretty sick. I don't even know
Lock
what's a
that
real
in the
name.
chamber.
Yeah, I will.
And it could be.
I'll look it up.
Name your firstborn Davinian.
Davinian. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Emily, in a last-ditch effort to save her alliance, she tells Cirie and Tiff that Ozzy has an idol. She says, I think we should get rid of him. Emily thinks that she might be setting up a massive blindside here. And then Emily leaves, and Tiff tells Cirie, Emily is messy. It's got to be her tonight. Yeah. Your girls are fighting, Bran. Tiff calls Emily a flip-flopping ass.
Gosh, I love Tiff.
And they told Rizzo as well, but Rizzo thinks Christian is still the right target because he's a sitting duck. He already has a vote on him. So let's find out what happens. Shall we go to Tribal?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
You're down? Chase, are you down?
What?
You down to go to...
I'm not involved.
Chase is rewatching Tribal.
Yeah, I'm not involved.
Chase.
Hey, if you'd like, I can pull up the Tribal YouTube video and just kind of narrate over it.
If that's what you want to do. Chase,
No, let's just get this over with.
Unfortunately, Chase, you were forced to participate in the rest of the season. I don't know if you're aware of this, but like
I don't have to.
He doesn't
do
have to
anything.
show up.
I don't have to do anything. You guys don't sometimes.
That's right. That's right.
What are you talking about? I've never missed an episode of this show.
You were famously in Mexico for an episode.
Yeah, you brought back the weird nipple candy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and Bran were not a
Nipple
fan.
candy.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
I didn't like that. You still got it? Have you eaten them all, Jonathan?
No, I've still got so much of it.
Jeff asks Emily about the rice, and it's great. Everybody's happy. They get to eat. But Christian isn't happy. He is rage-filled.
So funny.
This has never happened to anybody in Survivor before. Christian is living a farce, and that's why he's rage-filled.
Yeah. He basically tells Jeff this twist is stupid and I don't like it.
Yeah. And
So
then,
Jeff asks him, "Hey, you're talking like you're joking, but are you being serious?" Christian does not give a straight answer.
No.
What do you guys think? Do you think that he's doing a bit, or do you think he's furious?
I think it
50-50.
was salt in the wound.
I think he's performing.
I think he's performing too.
Yeah, he's playing it up.
but he is upset.
But
No,
yeah.
I think he understands these type of twists are part of the game now. It is what it is, but it doesn't make it fun.
Okay, yeah.
I think that he knew. I think that he was going home.
I don't know, man. When he got, was it the third vote on him during the name readings? He looked heartbroken.
Yeah.
Like hand in his.
No, it was like you last night. Like you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And then when it finally happens,
It's just
it hits you the second time. Yeah.
Once you get the run at the end, like it's all tied up, and then you get like 2 votes in a row, Christian, and that's when we all knew what was going to happen there. But Ozzy, he said the low hanging fruit isn't always what you go for at Tribal. Ozzy thought that he knew what was happening last week, and then Devins did his thing. Devins, he did say he's playing his idol because Devins doesn't go home with idols. And so now it's time to vote. Of course, there's no mystery with Christian's vote. So we see him write down his own name, and he says, "This is a message for Jimmy Fallon. How dare you? This idea that you had is terrible. No more ideas from you. I look forward to your apology."
Yo, is this the first time someone's used their confession to make a death threat at a major celebrity?
Maybe.
Definitely the first time that somebody's had to vote themselves out and then call out the host of the Tonight Show.
This is a message to President Snow.
And then Jeff goes to tally the votes. Devins does not play his idol. And then we have the first vote, Christian, and then Devins, and then Ozzy. And then we get 2 votes on Christian and Devins and Ozzy. Then 3 votes on Devins, and the rest go on Christian. And Mr. Hubicki is the 14th person voted out of Survivor 50. And Jandre the Giant gave him his shot in the dark on his way out. How nice.
There you go. That was sweet of him.
Yeah. So, Chase, it's official.
Yeah, I know.
You are out of the draft. Any last words? Orson Welles is your last words.
Yeah. So, as you all know,
Hey, that's a great bit. When I die, if I'm aware, if I'm like, I'm about to die and there are people around to hear me, I am going to do I go,
then die. Oh, man. So, as you all know, when a player is eliminated from making the merge, they lose all their players from the draft. They are no longer on the show. So I will no longer be on the show.
No,
for the rest of the
every single season, by the nature of how this works, somebody has to be eliminated. You can only have 3 players in the final 3, so that most you can only have 3 of the people at the final tribal.
You usually have someone in the final 5, which the last episode still has all 5 of those players. We've
That's
never
true.
been in this situation before. This is not hyperbole when I say I have done the worst draft in the history of our doing drafts together, which is what, over 3 years now. We've done. This is the 7th season.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No one has done
I
this
think
bad.
this is number 6 for us.
Yeah. But again, the math.
44,
it's tough.
45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
Whoa.
So how about you guys shut the fuck up?
But this would be cool. This would be crazier if there was an 18 person, like a 24 person. You made it 14 vote outs. That's not nothing.
I would have
on a normal season,
start to the
14
season.
vote outs. You would have had a player in the final 4.
I would have argued that it was actually worse because I should have had a better. I know, I appreciate it, but no, I'm bad. I'm the worst.
So I do have a bit of breaking news here.
Oh, let's hear
So
it.
next week, Mr. Beast is going to be on the show, right?
Yes.
He's going to come out.
Yes.
Well,
Mr. Satan.
media company led by Mr. B. This is breaking news, according to Variety. Mr. Beast has been sued by a former employee who alleges that she was the subject of years of sexual harassment, gender bias, and she says that she was terminated after raising concerns. She also states later in this complaint that that she, when asked why she was never allowed to meet with Jimmy in person, the CEO of the company, someone who the last name was James Warren, says this is according to her, quote, Jimmy gets really awkward around beautiful women. Let's just say when you're around and he goes to the restroom, he's not actually using the restroom.
Whoa.
This caused her to begin to wear baggy clothes and baseball caps so that her looks would not potentially work against her negatively and impact her employment.
Whoa.
Shoot, really? I didn't know.
crazy.
I thought you were just gonna.
I thought this was going to be kind of fun.
Yeah, do
It's
some
not fun at all.
Mr. Beast roast or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah, not fun
well,
at all. That sucks. And if there's
I recently said that I was changing my public opinion on Mr. Beast to try to work with him. I'm rescinding that claim. I'm going to continue to hate him, as I always have.
I was saying
That's
just
crazy.
in time for his big shining moment on Survivor.
I want to peel the curtain back a little bit about. So I was offered by Mr. Beast's team to go and tour his studio in Greenville, North Carolina.
Wait, is this
And-
true?
Yeah, this is true.
What
And
the
I
heck?
didn't go because I thought it was a scam. But
that's kind of hilarious.
yeah. Well, and also, it was a real moral dilemma. I think I would have gone.
Yeah.
I've thought about it a lot. I think I would have gone just to experience what in the world, why they invited me of all people.
You probably get some free chocolate too. So.
Yeah, well, I can tell you about this. One of my buddies on YouTube went, and he told me about it. And then a YouTube video came out like 2 days ago from another guy that was invited on that same trip, and he made a whole like hour-and-a-half video about what happened, what was the experience, why these random video essay YouTubers were invited, and like what it was. And it was very fascinating because I would have been there.
What was the purpose?
What was the purpose?
So they invited us. I say us. Let me separate myself from Mr. Beast after what we just read. I was invited to take a tour of his giant studio in Greenville, North Carolina, all the sound stages and everything. And then they gave everyone custom Beast Game jerseys, a bunch of merch and stuff.
Feastables.
They set Feastables, and then they sat down and they watched the first 2 episodes of Beast Game Season 2.
Oh, get some feedback. Because they're trying to enhance their storytelling. So I imagine that's why.
And they invited the video essay people. And I think I was invited because right before I got the invite, I had done my video on Total Drama Island, a competition type show. And I guess they wanted my opinion.
Well, there you go.
And then they invite everybody over to the giant Jimmy statue where you either bow down and worship him or you get thrown in the fiery furnace.
In the fiery furnace,
yeah. And I'm sure all of the creators that they invited weren't all men.
They were not all men, but it was 90% men. Sure. I think there was maybe 1 female.
Yeah. Oh. Way to take it away from the terrible essay story and make it all about yourself, Chase.
Well, I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to talk a little bit about
that is really interesting. All right, we'll see if anything comes of it, but I can't imagine they're not going to. I think he's a pretty big part of.
They're not going to pull the episode.
They're not
There's
gonna
no
pull
way.
the episode.
There's no way. But let's take a quick prediction because we saw in the teaser he pulls out a big beast briefcase.
I have a prediction
with Beware
on it.
I think it's the auction next week, and I think that's going to be one of the items up for auction.
And Mr. Beast comes
Mr.
out.
Beast
Does he call it? But is it called a beast case?
Well, he's about to be getting a beast case.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I think that Mr. Beast is going to be part of the auction. And I think that because he had mentioned that it wasn't this huge ordeal in that interview that he couldn't give much away with Rob. So
Rob,
the Making the Merge podcast.
I think that he's just going to show up and offer something really crazy, but as an auction item.
The Making the Merge podcast.
Yep, that's him.
That's a solid prediction. I think it's likely that they bring the auction back for 50.
So what do you? But what are you saying?
Like
what
is
is
the what's in the
is
briefcase?
it actually a?
I think it's going to be money, but I think it's going to be like the coin in Beast Games, where right now there's a coin where if a person chooses to flip it, they can either double the $5 million award.
What about this?
I think it's going to be like you purchase it, but you have to flip the coin. It might put you a disadvantage to you, but if it lands, it doubles the prize pot.
But what if it's this? They show up to auction, and before the auction starts, James Donaldson comes out, and Jeff explains we can either go through with the auction, get some fun stuff, get some food in your bellies, all the fun stuff that you love, or you all could put all of your money together and buy whatever is potentially in this briefcase, which is probably more
prize money. It's probably they have not mentioned the $1 million prize.
So probably that, but the beware is, you don't get to do anything else with the auction, but you do get whatever is in this briefcase. But all of you have to put your money together.
Can I make a prediction that doesn't pertain to what's in the briefcase?
Okay.
I think
no.
Okay.
No. Please do.
I think Brand, you're absolutely right. It's going to be like doubling. They're going to be playing for $2 million. But my prediction is...
I think up it up.
I think
maybe more.
I think 5.
But my prediction is that however much money they are increasing it by is coming out of Mr. Beast's pocket, not CBS.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. That's the only way. But I'm sure that was a part of the agreement that...
He's essentially buying a big promotion for Beast Games.
Right. But then it was like a part of the like, hey, we're gonna do a thing with you
together,
for the Beast Games. You come on, you up the money, it makes you look good.
Yeah.
And you're gonna need all the good looking press that you can get.
Yeah, especially
I think it's just a bunch of chocolate in a briefcase, and it's all melted because it's hot out there.
Yeah. There's no chance there's not a Feastables bar involved. No chance.
Yeah.
Is KSI going to be in the briefcase? He like, jumps out.
Oh, new prediction.
It's speed.
They're doing the auction, and instead of being like, Jimmy, come on out, the last item, undo the cloche, Feastable bar.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And then he goes, Jimmy, come on in. Or Mr. Beast. I don't know if they're on first name basis.
Jimmy Beast.
Jimmy Beast.
I do. I think it's the auction. I think that it's going to double, if not more, the
$1 million
season 50 prize. And I think that I think it's going to be a coin flip.
You're really on this coin thing.
I don't think
y'all
that
are making fun of me, but you can apologize next week when it's a coin.
Hey, don't pay $33 to be right.
So, but let's just say, like, hypothetically, all it is like a traditional Beware Advantage. You can buy it at the auction. You get to you have to go open it somewhere else and do whatever it says or whatever, and that will maybe get you something, like get you money or something like that. It could just be simple as that. But I like the idea of everybody has to decide that we want whatever's in it, and then it's more money for everybody, whoever wins. I think that'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
I mean,
I don't I think part of the fun of Survivor is that the only person who gets $1 million is whoever wins. Somebody else getting $1 million that isn't the winner because they had enough money at the end of the auction would probably be disappointing to me.
I think the most extreme version of this that I could see where it's a Beware Advantage is you're either going to double the prize pot or you go home.
I'd be pissed.
I mean, a lot of people would be, but I don't think it's something that big because he seemed to imply that it wasn't anything like overtly game changing. But I mean, even that much money would change the game, and so he's under NDAs or whatever. But
I think he mainly meant like it's a good thing.
Yes,
like it's not bad. Only good can happen.
Only good thing can happen.
Yeah,
nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Did we do it?
We did it.
Wow. Did we though?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Did we?
Hey, PD, was this one of those episodes where while it was happening, you were like, "Oh God, this is terrible," but then when the edit happens, you're like, "This is great."
Well, last week I did briefly. Maybe it was like during round 5 of Little Caesars. I was like, "This show, like what you said one time, this show fucking sucks."
Yeah.
This show.
But then I listened back or whatever. I'm like, "Oh, this show's actually good."
Yeah, last week was one of our most legendary episodes, in my opinion, because even the people, I mean, they knew. They were raving. We got rave reviews, and I got all of the glory of that episode.
Pause it.
No, that was it. Yeah.
No, yeah, I had a joke.
Tell me.
If there's one thing we know how to do on this show, it's beat a dead cat.
Yeah.
Hey, clip that. That's going to get too much. Guys, makingthemerge.store. You can join us on Patreon every Wednesday night. We do a live chat. We talk during the episode, and then immediately after the episode, we do Fresh from Tribal, which is where we go live on Patreon, and we talk with you guys over in the Patreon about our thoughts fresh from Tribal. We have a ton of fun over there. And anything else we need to plug? We're going to be doing the call-in show soon. We're going to be plugging the phone number where you can leave a voicemail for us.
Stay tuned.
So
a couple
stay tuned
weeks
for that.
now.
A couple weeks from now.
Can you pause again?
Yeah.
Thank you. I think Mr. Beast is going to show up. I think Jimmy Beast is coming. And I think he's going to do something. I don't know. Can you pause it one more time?
You're about to hear some ads that help keep the lights on here in the old studio. Thanks for listening or don't listen. It's really up to you at this point. It's at the end of the show. I mean, you're listening to me. Hi. But here they come. I promise they're coming. Yep, here they are. Happy day.